All right, here we go. Take
Thank
two. Take two.
you.
All right, let's rerun that intro. I am
Yes.
the 2 million subscriber man, Randy Wentworth. That is Coach Robert Cologne, and this is Randy Interviews Sports Entertainers. Robert, I
Yes.
called you Coach.
Yes.
Are there any other titles or accolades you want me to add on to that? I would say you have two titles, but if I interviewed you maybe a week or two ago, but I don't think that's the case anymore.
No, yeah, no, no titles right now.
Any accolades, any nicknames? I got like 85 of them.
Jeez, I don't know. Nicknames. Oof, one I haven't heard in a while. Bobbert.
Bobbert, yes, sir. Yes,
Uh,
sir. Coach Bobbert.
besides that, accolades. I mean, what is it? Two-time local pro champ.
There it is.
One time, WWC Florida coast to coast champ. Got to do a little bit of rugby and judo at the University of Central Florida.
Okay.
Uh, Wrestled in high school. What else? Not just very active all my life, and yeah, man.
There you go. You mentioned WWC,
Yeah.
and your last name is Cologne. What's
Mm.
what's the relation there? What's the relation?
There is none that I know of. I don't know. Maybe I got to do the what's it called? The 23 and me, whatever. One of those. But no relation.
No relation to the famous Cologne family, but you do have a story or two. Did you want to tell that about any encounters with the Colognes?
Yes. Oof. All right. So a couple years ago, went to Mania Access, and I happened to see Primo and Epico, and not just because we're from Puerto Rico, but I was a fan. I was actually a fan, still am. And at this time, I was really wanting to get into pro wrestling, but I wasn't sure what to do. I was still in school. I'm like, I don't know what to do. So as I see them, I spoke to them as security was dragging me out because access, and you gotta move along with the show. I told them like, hey, for somebody that wants to do this for a living, what do you recommend doing? And they suggested the school that I went to, and everything else from there was history. Now fast forward to a couple years later, which was like a month or two ago, I was very fortunate, and I'm gonna say blessed, to have shared the ring with Orlando Colon, because he was one of the ones that told me like, hey, this is what I recommend, and I listened, because why not? And for me, it was just full circle, I would say one of my dream matches for sure.
Almost didn't happen too.
Yeah. So first time, he got hurt when we were supposed to go 1-on-1. Then like shortly after that, I got hurt. So it was like about a year in the making.
Yeah. So that's one Cologne off the checklist. Who are you aiming for next in the Cologne family?
I mean, why not go for Eddie?
Yeah, that works.
As well, and then just work my way there. I got one Cologne down. I got the other one to go.
And then the school that he suggested to you, which one was that?
So, as you know, it was at the time Team 3D Academy of Professional Wrestling, when it was, in Kissimmee, Florida, and then it transitioned to the D-Von Dudley Academy shortly after that. But that is the school, Team 3D. That is where they recommended me going.
Nice. And some people know this, some don't. But we trained together. We came in around more or less the same time. And Team 3D was a great school, but it was in a weird period when we joined.
Yes.
Because Bubba, by that time, moved up north.
Yeah.
D-Von wasn't around a lot. And then we had Serpentico, we had Rios. Billy Gunn was there for a point, and then we changed locations. And then D-Von was more active. So I just want to kind of hear, what did you learn? What did you take away from each experience with each trainer? Like, let's start with D-Von. What was one big takeaway you got from learning from D-Von?
D-Von, I mean, as you know, he's great at tags, I did learn quite a bit from him on that. Didn't really do a lot of tagging once I got, cleared to do shows, but I did learn from that. Also a little bit of like in-ring psychology, stuff like that. But you know, I did pick up a little from him, and I don't know if I'm getting ahead of myself, but like if you see my gear, which is the red and black camo, it was like nudge to him.
Yeah, I see it. All right, Billy Gunn. What's the biggest thing you learned from Billy Gunn?
Oof. Ah, I must say, oof. So I must say conditioning. I learned conditioning, but how to give and take certain things. I did learn from that. I remember one time he had me running the ropes, and we were learning how to duck a clothesline, and he just had me run the ropes, and I just remember him coming after my
Yeah,
behind, and he got really close to me, and it was he's a very like, man, I don't know how to even use the words, but I don't know.
intense.
You just learn a lot from everybody. I remember doing spots and taking stuff from him, putting me through a bunch of stuff. Um,
Yeah, he was very
he's
big on.
a beast. He's a
He was big
beast.
on the basics and footwork. And I remember it's a story that we both
Yeah.
share, but
Yeah.
we were in AEW as extras. And so
Yes.
it was during the pandemic, so they had us as seat fillers. And Billy and Austin, the Gun Club, came out for a match. And Austin does a headlock takeover. And Billy tells Austin, he's like, "Hey, I taught you that." And then he looks over to the crowd and he sees me and you. He points to us. He goes, "I taught you guys that too." So
No, that was cool. It's just kind of going full circle too.
yeah, Billy's a fun dude. But and then the other two, Serpentico and Rios, who for me at least, I know we came in like almost the same time, but not so much. But those were the
Yeah.
dudes that were there a lot on the day to day.
Oh yeah.
Really listen to us complain about the struggles of the business and everything. So Serpentico and Rios, what are one or two things maybe you learned from them?
Definitely moves and psychology, and remember having, them telling me to slow down whenever I would go too fast, or, don't rush through things. One thing that Serpentico told me too, like, man, I think it was like when I did extra work. So unfortunately I was not picked. I was invited, I was there. And as me, he knows me, he saw me just sitting and looking around the arena, and he's just like, stop. And I go, what I do? It's like, no, like, look where you are. You you're here for a reason. If they would not have called you over, you're doing something right. And at the time, he asked me like, how long you been doing this? I've been training since 2017. At the time, it would have been like 5 years, give or take. And he told me, you've been doing this longer than this company has been alive. You're doing something right. But it's about, you know, be patient, don't rush, like in due time. You know what I mean? But with these two, like, man, like learning how to properly direct a match, you know what I mean? Like how to, like, psychology, how it makes sense inside the ring, outside of the ring, and,
Yeah,
and that
yeah. And those two were never shy on giving advice. They were very giving where someone like Serpentico, where he gets signed to AEW, and most guys would be like, okay, I got my spot. I'm going to do everything I can to keep my spot. But one of the first things he did was reach out to us about potential opportunities there. And every now and then he'll reach out, hey, I put a word in for you. I feel like those are the kind of guys that I'm just thankful that I was able to train under because in this business, everyone's so me, 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 me. But if you're a trainer, you got to be willing to give, and both of those guys gave tenfold.
yeah.
But let's change gears because I have this issue where
Oh
I interviewed
boy.
Izzy Vaden, and I was about to ask him all these lifeguard related questions. And the first question was, "Are you a lifeguard?" And he said, "No comments."
Gee, I
so,
wonder what that means.
so I'm going to ask you the same question, Coach Robert Cologne. Are you a coach?
Absolutely, yes, I am. I live and breathe what I am. Yes.
Okay, that's good. What exactly are you a coach of? A sport, kids, school?
Um. So a couple years ago, I did a little bit of assistant coaching for amateur wrestling in my former high school. But for the past couple of years, I've been teaching physical education at elementary school. That's what I do.
Nice. Okay, so mixing the two, being an elementary school teacher and a pro wrestler, what is one thing you learned in wrestling that you kind of take to school with you, and vice versa, what you take from school and apply to pro wrestling?
First thing that comes to mind is patience. Yeah. So again, with wrestling, we're so big in like rushing things, and I'm a very impatient guy, so I got to tone it down. And then when I'm at the school, ironically, I have to tell the kids, y'all need to be patient, and this is coming from somebody who's impatient. Relax, take your time. Things will happen. Things will be laid out.
And this is another thing that Izzy kind of battled with. It's your persona, who you are, is Coach Robert Cologne. And that's because on the side you have a job as a coach. So what happens when WWE, AEW, this major company, comes with a big ass contract, gets you a lot of money, and then you're there? Are you still going to be Coach Robert Cologne if you're not a coach anymore?
I will be whatever they want me to be or whatever they need me to be. Okay. Now, the thing with the coaching gimmick, is that it is part of me. I'm very big into like fitness. So now like kind of switching gears to like more like adults. I want just everybody in general to be the best they can be. And if I can help you this much with health and nutrition and fitness or whatever, that's what I do. So, but also that's what ties into the coaching. But yeah, man, if somebody offers me a contract of some sort, I will do whatever it is that they need me to do. If I need to drop the persona, I will drop the persona.
Well,
So,
that's the thing that I'm glad you kind of have grasp on is if you get to a spot where you're no longer Coach Robert Cologne, your character can still have bits and pieces of your coach part. It doesn't have to disappear entirely. If they call you something else, if you're doing something else, that can still be there and pop up here and there. And knowing you, I know that's very deep within you. It would be very difficult to change.
real question for you.
All right.
Do you know how the persona came into existence?
Remind me. I may.
It got to a point where I would go to training, to train at the school, and I would get either one person calling me Bobbert or somebody calling me, it's the coach. So it came as a hee hee ha ha, but it got to a point where it stuck. So I'm like, you know what? I'll stick with it. And now it's very catchy. Literally, people chant, coach, coach, coach. So kind of started at the school as a little like rib on me, I guess.
Yeah, a little disappointed you didn't stick with Bobbert, but I guess.
It wasn't sticking, man. It was.
All right, we'll switch gears to segment I do, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You'll figure it out what it is very quickly. For five wrestlers you've yet to get into a ring with that you'd like to wrestle.
Okay. Is anybody or
Anybody you've yet to share the ring with.
to share? Okay, fine. Well, in an actual show that I haven't, one person that sticks out to me, I'm gonna say Robert Martyr.
Okay.
Think that would be a good match.
1 of 5.
Boys, It's a lot.
There's no restrictions on this. I'm telling you can say literally anybody that you haven't shared the ring with.
Matt Cardona. I
There you go.
think that'd be a good one too. I think that'd be fun. Even though you and I have technically shared a ring, it's been quite some time. I
Yeah. I
I
had a
I
different hair color.
I did. Yeah. Mine hasn't changed. It's still the same, you know. But I think it'll be a good match. Let's see. Dang, man. Like I said, Eddie Cologne.
Okay.
I really, really, really would love that. It's up there.
Is there maybe another family member you want to add us with?
You're so funny. Man, no,
Nobody cool?
does it count if they're technically retired?
Yeah. Have you shared a ring with them or no?
No.
Oh, that is the only restriction.
I'm so sorry. Brian Danielson.
Okay. Hey, all right. Yeah, that would be a good one. I can see it.
That would be a very exciting one.
That's a solid list with me in there with Brian Danielson.
No, I apologize. You should have been there first. I apologize. You should be the first one, okay?
All right. Moving down to 4. Now, for this one, I kind of tried to interpret your coach character. A coach typically helps people, you know, is usually there cheering from the sidelines, which is what a manager does in pro wrestling. So I want to hear your Mount Rushmore of wrestling managers.
Ooh.
I know you're not prepared for it, so off the cuff, I'm not going to hold you to it.
Well, man, Mount Rushmore of managers. The first one that I can come up with that I think of is Paul Heyman.
Yeah. I mean, he's in the GOAT talk for sure.
He's definitely up there. Dang, man, you got me. You got me off guard. Very nice. I don't know, my dude.
No Bobby Heenan in there. No Jim Cornette. No.
Jim Cornette. Yes. Yes.
Jimmy Hart.
Man, Mouth of the South. I don't know. I like him. You know what? For giggles, just because she has a mouth, Vicky Guerrero. Definitely.
There you go.
I need somebody to yell for me because I don't think my voice can take it.
So what? You put Jim Cornette, Vicky Guerrero, Paul Heyman. One more. Who's not making the list? Who is making the list?
Who is making the list? You know what? I'm gonna go with MVP.
MVP. Wow. Okay.
With MVP.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good answer. Okay. Now we're into number 3, and this one's going to be basic. This one you should be able to get pretty easily.
Hope so.
3 wrestlers that you look up to or did look up to as a kid.
Okay. John Cena is gonna be my number 1.
Yeah.
I gotta say it. Because he was even to this day he's like my guy. Man, looking wrestlers I look up to, man. Another one, Triple H.
Okay.
Somebody I looked up to.
Didn't expect that.
Yeah, man. And there's no theme here, I promise. Batista was the other one.
Yeah.
I know there's no. I'm telling you, I know. It's just I got more, but I know there's 3.
I know exactly what era you grew up on with that.
I mean, I got to meet Batista back in the Florida Championship Wrestling days, and that for me it was like, oh my god, I really want to do this, you know. So
that's cool. Cool. All right, now down to 2. It's gonna be your 2 favorite matches. So one match that you were actually a part of, and then your favorite match as a fan.
Oh, okay. All right. So I have a few, but if I had to pick one, I'm gonna say one that I did up in the first time I went up to Canada, and it was in I believe it was Okotoks. I got to wrestle Kiki Roberts in a small building that held around 500 some people. So it was sold out, and we went at it, and it was freaking great. Like crowd, everybody was just great. It's a match that it is up there for me.
And it's in Canada. Wow.
Yeah, I've been up there twice. Want to go again?
All right, and then
So,
as a fan, what's that one match that you hold above everything else?
so, oh, it's horrible because it's not like an oldie match, but it's just a match that I thought of recently as to like my circumstances as a wrestler.
Sure.
But it would have to be Cena and Rock at Mania.
Wow. Okay. Which one? Which one? Once in a lifetime or twice in a lifetime?
I think it was twice. The one in Miami.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was there, but looking back like to now with like what I'm doing ish, like it's up there.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely. I think it's probably our generation's Rock Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see that making sense, especially with Cena being your guy.
Yeah.
And then we are down to the last one.
All right.
This is my favorite part of the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeesh.
So you have to pick one of these three options. You can either one, have a schoolyard street fight with Matt Stryker,
Ooh.
have a pure rules match with Master Chad Gable, or an anything goes match with the worst behaved student in your class.
Oh my God! All right.
All right, break it down.
Those are good. Those are good. Ooh. All right. So I'm not gonna say option 3. I'm just not going to.
Yeah, legal reasons.
So many thoughts, but I'm not going to. You said the first one was the Max Striker street fight?
Yeah, schoolyard street fight.
Schoolyard, I wouldn't mind tossing around, but what's the one with Jag Gable?
Rules.
Mm.
So it'll be a wrestling clinic.
Oh man.
So two opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, dude, that's a good one. I would love to wrestle Jag Gable because we would put on a clinic, but I mean, if we're going with the gimmick, man, we gotta go with Matt Stryker.
There you go.
Definitely gotta do the schoolyard street fight 100%.
Okay, all right. Wow, I was expecting
your teacher, Matt Stryker. I am your coach, Robert Cole.
I was expecting the Chad Gable answer. Okay, now we talked a little bit about your hero, John Cena. So I have to know your thoughts. With everything going on, what do you think of heel John Cena?
All right. So it's a tough one because it's something that I guess everybody really wanted and craved, and it was like about time. But me looking as a younger fan, because growing up, watching him, I'm like, that's my hero. I don't want to. He can't be a bad guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also a certain circumstances that I'm dealing with in wrestling, I'm okay with him being who he is. It's just if he feels like the fans turned on him, by all means. If that is what he thinks, if that's what happened, great. It's like you have your loyal followers and you have the ones that are just riding on your coattails until you do something, they don't like.
I just think it's bad timing. I think he's walking uphill with this one. He's fighting uphill. It's his retirement tour. He finally got to a point where everybody wants to cheer John Cena, and like
Right.
this is the last time all of these crowds are going to see John Cena, so they're not going to boo him because they're
Right.
excited to be a part of this experience. So I think it's super difficult. I wish The
Yes.
Rock was involved more
So did
because that would
I. I
make
was
John Cena more hated.
I was expecting him to be there.
But okay, so you're a John Cena guy. We have John
Mm.
Cena versus Randy Orton coming up. Which side are you on now?
I love Randy Orton, man. I really do. But I'm gonna go with Cena.
Wow. Wow. Okay. I mean, just like I think John Cena's gonna win, but I would love Randy Orton to get that title.
Fair.
But now, rewinding back, you talked a little bit way back with D-Von. He taught you a lot about tag team wrestling. Have you ever thought of being in a tag team?
I did at one point. I just I guess I never really found somebody that we share that same chemistry with.
Well,
You
let me
know,
ask you this: do you think me and you would be a good tag team?
I mean, I'm down for it if you are.
Well,
I think.
I,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I've been workshopping, and if we were to tag together, I need you to help me pick the name. And I
Okay.
came up with my three best options.
Okay.
So I want you to hear this. I have the University with YOU University because it's like the YouTube, and then the Teaching University, and then I have hashtag Schooled, but it's spelled SCOOLED. It's like cool, like with my snowflakes. It's cool in temperature. And then lastly, my personal favorite, I have Bald and Bougie.
Oh. 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 I like the last one. I'll go with Bald and Bougie.
Yes, okay. Yeah, tag gold coming our way with that one.
Oh.
Okay, now last segment to send it off. It's the hashtag Win with Wentworth segment, and I just want to hear how you win. You know, what is your goal inside wrestling, whether it's this year or overall?
My goal inside of wrestling, to continue getting my name out there, to go to places I haven't been, other states I haven't been. If I, go to another country that I haven't been, I love meeting new people and the reaction they get when they see me wrestle, and then after that they meet me and just that. But um, overall, I mean, we're talking about this year. My goal this year would be to do as many shows as I can, anywhere and everywhere I can. Long term goal, it would be, getting signed somewhere.
Yeah,
Like that's the ultimate dream.
and then outside of wrestling, you're juggling all these jobs, being a coach, personal life. So there's much more. As much as you love wrestling, there's much more to your life than wrestling. So outside of wrestling, what are some goals you have to look forward to?
Um, Spending time with the family and friends. I don't feel like I give enough time to them because I have put majority of my time into wrestling. It's a lot of things I've missed, even as an independent wrestler. I've missed, gatherings and dinners and a lot of other important stuff in my life that, you regret. But the beauty of what we do is having those around us who understand what we're doing and fully support us. But one thing I look forward to doing outside of wrestling would be spending time with my loved ones. Also, just staying healthy. See, I didn't say shape, but just stay healthy. And then to those who look at me for like advice in health, like help them out in health and fitness as well.
Yeah, I feel like that's a great stopping point. You kind of telling us all what you're about. So if you have any other final thoughts, or if you want to shout out the socials, where we can find you, if you want to shout out any matches, anything, the floor is yours.
All right. So socials, usually just type in my name, Robert Cologne. So last name Colon. I know Instagram and I think TikTok, which I should probably get on there more. It's Robert G underscore Cologne. Again, Colon. A lot of my matches are on YouTube. If you just type in Coach Robert Cologne Wrestling, you will find me. You will find something. I have a couple stuff up there.
All right.
So,
Thank you, Coach. Hope to see you in the ring soon. You know,
yes,
as
sir.
one of your most beloved opponents that you can't wait to step into the ring with. So
Number one
I'll
by
just
far.
make that dream come true soon. But thank you
Jeez,
for joining me.
thank you.
Thanks for your time. I appreciate it. And I'll see you soon.
All right, man. Appreciate your time.
Appreciate you, brother.